Now, can you taste it?
I cannot taste it. It smells a little weird.
You can smell it, but you can't taste it.
Nope. I've had it!
All right, passengers, we have taken off and we're headed to Tremont, Illinois for the Precision Planting Winter Conference 2023.
All right, we have landed in Illinois, Bloomington. A little bit colder than it was than when we left, but cloudy. Flight went good. Did you enjoy the flight?
Yeah, very smooth.
Very smooth.
Good flight.
I had a little hiccup in Atlanta airport. We walked probably 3 to 4 miles because we had to check his bag. But now we're looking for our rental car, which is number 26, and it's a Honda Pilot. This is it. Nevada plates. Yep, this is it. Tight squeeze. So I told you guys we were in Illinois, but I didn't tell you why we are in Illinois. So Dad, why are we here?
We're here for the Precision Planting meeting.
Precision Planting Winter Conference, the kickoff in Tremont, Illinois. I've seen pictures. The stage looks awesome. They got a bunch of lights. So super excited to see what it's all about. Looks like a good time. Learn about all the latest and the greatest from precision planting to update your planters, your sprayers, all the new stuff coming out. So is there anything in particular you're excited about, Dad?
Yeah.
What?
The eating.
The eating. You're excited about the eating? Yeah.
That's what the deal.
It's a light breakfast and then a good lunch.
Good lunch.
So,
and of course all the latest new equipment.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It's gonna be pretty neat.
We're excited. We're headed to the hotel now. Gonna check in. We have made it to the hotel. My favorite hotels, Holiday Inn Express. Which one do you want? This one or that one?
I'll sleep on this one.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, Jim.
Good morning, everybody. It is the next day. We just got here to Precision Planting. We're about to walk in the door and get this event started. So y'all come along with us, and here we go. Thanks, Dad. Everyone act natural. Everyone act natural. So here we are walking into the main room, and they've got all of their equipment, different stuff for the planter setup. You can see a demo of it running. Really cool. People all around checking it out. Do you want a donut?
Had one at the hotel. I'll pass.
You're gonna pass?
Yeah.
Good morning. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Here we are inside the stage. Everything's set up. Got a John Deere 4038. Lights, camera. It's pretty cool. Dad, what do you think?
Massive.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Meeting here.
What does it mean to believe in better? You have to be careful when you ask more for that.
Good morning and welcome to Precision Planting Winter Conference 2023. It is so great to have you here today as we bring growers from across the country and across the world together at 22 locations. Panorama, as I said, is a project that has been focused on modernizing how the 2020 interacts with the rest of the world. Now, why did we choose the name Panorama? It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
All right, the opening is over. Now we're in a new room, And the first class or lecture, what do you call it? Lecture or presentation is going to be on nutrition. So waiting for that to kick off. We're in the blue group.
Welcome, guys, to the first breakout session here for Winter Conference 2023. 33 to 50% is decomposing residue. That decomposing residue might be 5 years old. It's not quite done yet.
It turns into ammonia gas, but because it's not in the soil, we lose it into the atmosphere. This is what we call volatilization.
Welcome, guys. My name is Luke Stuber, and myself and Jason Stoller will be doing this next session, and we're here to talk to you about sprayers. And you're doing that by controlling the duty cycle at the nozzle. So there's a solenoid at every nozzle, and duty cycle is equal to the percent of on time of that nozzle. So I'm going to kick the sprayer on. So what you see here is we're spraying at 10 mile an hour, 17 gallons per acre. So it means 60% of the time we're actually spraying. So what happens when I speed up? So I'll speed up to 14 mile an hour. So you can hear the pump wind up to continue to make more spray, still maintaining our pressure, but look at our duty cycle as it goes up. Now our duty cycle is about, call it 80, 85%. So now 85% of the time those nozzles are actually spraying.
So Symphony targeted spray does what we call spot spray. So that means if weeds are detected, the nozzles are on. If we don't detect any weeds, they're off. It also has another mode that we call auto rate. So what that is that's where in my 2020, what I do is I set my minimum rate that I want and I set my maximum, and then the system is automatically varying the rate based on weed density and based on weed size both together. We were spraying and we were in the cab, spent time. It is an incredible feeling to be racking through fields and not stop. And the efficiency gain that we saw and experienced that day was phenomenal.
All right, we just got out of the Symphony spraying. Dad, what did you think?
Real impressive. A lot of good information to use on your farm. Going to be a very good meeting.
Yep. And I'm not sure what this one is for. I should have looked that up. Equipment maintenance. So this one is on equipment maintenance.
It's real interesting.
Yep. How to maintain your equipment.
Getting a lot of chatter, a lot of movement with that row unit. Dry soil is going to be going down, causing uneven or poor emergence.
You also notice I have these red ball pattern checks. All right. So what this is this is a device you can put under your boom and catch that droplet. And you can see what's happening and where all of that flow is going. Throw a picture up here for those of you in the back that can't quite see. But what you'll notice here is we kind of have a bell curve. All right? So that flat fan nozzle is not putting out the exact same amount across the entire window.
By the way, congratulations, you've made it to the final session of Winter Conference. Over the next few minutes, my job at hand is kind of to finish the day out.
Thanks, Jason. On behalf of the entire Precision Planting team, thank you for joining us at Winter Conference 2023. Throughout the sessions today, you might have heard us say, we believe in better. We not only imply that here in our everyday work as employees or as a company as a whole, but we believe that for you as farmers.
Well, the event is over. It was a great time. We learned so much stuff coming out with precision planting. One of the main things I want to talk about was this new awesome technology they have with the sprayer. The vision, they can see it, the Symphony targeting spraying. And I'm here with Jason. He is a engineer with precision planting. And Jason, tell us about this awesome rig you got here.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've got a John Deere R-Series sprayer, and it's got our nozzle control system, and that's what we call Symphony. And then it also has these vision modules that you can kind of see across the sprayer. Mm-hmm. So what those are is that those give the system or the sprayer the ability to detect weeds or other aspects in the field, and to actually spray based on what we detect. So that's kind of how it works in a nutshell.
Right. And incredible technology. So pretty much you can run this sprayer through the field and it's only going to spray the weed. It's not going to spray anything else, which would be huge. I know most of my viewers, subscribers, whatever you want to call them, we plant cotton. So you were talking, you might actually have some new technology where you could spot spray some picks applications?
Yeah, too. So I'll start with weeds and then we'll come back to picks. So, so a lot of our testing certainly is in corn and soybeans, but we've actually been collecting images and training the software that's running the vision modules for cotton as well. So the goal is that you can actually, that software, it's actually artificial intelligence software. So it's smart enough to know the difference between a cotton plant and a corn plant, if that existed, and a weed or the residue. And so what we do is we can absolutely separate out cotton from weeds and then only spray weeds if we're talking about herbicide. But we're also excited about kind of adding features as we go to the software to make it smarter. And one of those is growth regulators. So our hope is to do that, exactly, that we can actually give you the ability to, as you're spraying your field, to size the crop and then be able to vary the rate. We call overall the whole system, what we talk about spot spraying, which is just on or off, and then we talk about auto rate, where you can set a minimum and a maximum rate, and then it'll vary based on what it senses. And so that applies to weeds for herbicide, but it also can apply to doing growth regulators too. So it's going to be pretty,
that would be that'd be a game changer, because there's nothing more aggravating than spot spraying cotton. You know, you're over here and you're like, well, this cotton looks about the same. Am I doing it right? So that take a huge guesswork out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's certainly it's going to apply to corn and soybeans, but I think probably one of the biggest advantages is going to be in cotton. Yeah. Probably even greater than beans and corn. So absolutely.
And these are the cameras.
Yep.
Yep.
So these are cameras, but they're a little more than that. Actually, they've also got the processing built into it. So they're running the software. They're running what we call GPUs. And the technology is actually really impressive. The amount of processing that they're doing. You know, if you think about 15 mile an hour, it's 22 feet per second.
Oh, that's insane.
And those cameras are doing the processing right inside them. So
good deal. And all the cameras, all that links into the SeedSense 2020, right?
It is, yep.
So it's all one screen. You can see what you're doing.
So the 2020 is the master. It's the mastermind behind it. So that's where you set the rate. Everything flows through that.
Nice.
And then all the cameras interact together with the 2020, and they also interact with the nozzles that are doing the spraying too.
What about, now we've got an older sprayer. It's a John Deere 4630. Could you retrofit that sprayer, or does it only work on the new sprayers?
Absolutely. I mean, that our business is retrofit. I mean, that's what we do. In fact, we ran the spring, our targeted spray system was on a 4730.
Okay, yeah.
So we actually ran on a pretty similar model to that. So the intention is, on most common makes and models, it's going to make sense.
Good deal. So you don't have the latest and greatest.
Nope.
What you got now should be able to work.
Right. In fact, I mean, that's the whole advantage is the iron, the spray iron itself hasn't changed. It's the tech that actually gives you the performance. So that's the whole goal, is that you can use the sprayer you've got today and be able to do a lot better job without needing to actually upgrade your sprayer. So yeah, totally.
All right, Jason. Well, I appreciate it. We learned a lot today. So much information, but like I was telling Jason, like, to me, this technology seemed like this just mind-blowing. Yeah. Pretty neat.
It is.
All right, guys, let's see what else we can get into. All right, boys and girls, I'm here with Clay. Got a John Deere row unit here. He's going to tell us about all the bells and whistles they got on it.
Yep, so on this guy here, we've got our Gen 3 display, our Gen 3 2020. So this is what's controlling all of our liquid products, as well as our seating and our downforce, as well as our closing and depth on this particular row unit. So if we kind of start from the front, we've got our Delta Force, our hydraulic downforce system. So we have a hydraulic cylinder with a solenoid in here, and that is going to shoot hydraulic oil into the cylinder and change lift or lower. And that's reading off of a downforce pin in the back, seeing how much weight we're actually carrying on our gauge wheels to ensure ground contact. So as we keep moving back, here we've got two of our B-Apply HVs. These are controlling two separate liquid products. One of them is going through Conceal, our liquid application product.
Which is really cool, because it's pretty much just cut down the middle.
Yep.
The packing wheel, the gauge wheel,
Yep.
cut down the middle.
Right down the middle. So we're 3 inches off the side of the seed. And in this particular case, we're about 1.5 inches from the seed or from the surface. So that nitrogen is right there where the corn crop can get into it when those roots start to develop. So our second V-Apply product here is coming down through FurrowJet, and that's got 3 different bands. One of them is going to be right down the center, right on top of the seed, and 2 of them on the sides that are 3/4 of an inch off the side of the seed. When we're talking about seeding, on this guy we've got our Precision Planting V-Set and V-Drive metering system, as well as Speed Tube. So this allows us to do high-speed planting, as well as singulating many different crops: corn, cotton, canola, soybeans, sorghum, all these different crops that we get into. So as we keep going back, we've got our Smart Depth system. So with Smart Depth, we can use our Smart Firmer to look at soil moisture, and we can change depth or population based on organic matter.
And all of this stuff we should mention, you can change from the cab, correct?
Yep, it's
like you can change the depth.
Right, it's 100% right here through the 2020. We've got all of our metrics here so we can see what's going on, as well as all of our controls on the other side. So yeah, really neat product.
Oh yeah.
And then to wrap up, we've got our Furrow Force out here on the back. This is our 2-stage closing system, which we can lift, fracture, and then stitch the top of the trench back together to ensure uniform emergence.
Yep, cool. All right, Clay, well, I appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks,
you.
bud. Yep. We found the large peanut plate. I didn't think we'd have any peanuts here. Again, here with Clay, we've got a table full of goodies that you can put on your planter. Clay, what do we got here today?
Yeah, so like we were talking about, we've kind of got all of our seed plates over here that for all the different crops that we can do. We kind of touched on that earlier, but a couple more things that we've got. We've got our Keaton seed firmer. So this is just a regular white Keaton seed firmer. We also have this in a low stick style, similar to the material that's on the top of our Smart Firmer here. So this is a UHMW. It's just a low stick plastic essentially, so we can avoid dirt buildup on the firmer. So to kind of touch on our Smart Firmer, we've got some lights in here that basically emit an IR spectrum, and then there's an eye that gathers that data and correlates what we've seen on soil test data to what we're seeing, and then ties that to a soil moisture, soil CEC, organic matter. We can look at residue in the furrow. We can see that when it passes by. So if we struggle with hairpinning or things like that, we can kind of pick that up ahead of time before we see an issue with emergence.
And just the benefit of running that would just be firming the bed of seed at, like, that's the last step?
Yep. So with either style seed firmer, you can kind of see here, we'll run this right along the bottom of the trench, and as those seeds come through, we're going to push that seed into the bottom of the trench, and that's going to increase seed to soil contact, which is in turn going to increase emergence, increase even emergence, I should say.
Emergence matters.
Emergence is key. It is absolutely key. So, I want everybody...
So that's a lightsaber.
Yeah, this is my lightsaber.
Nice.
Look out. So, the one everybody asks about.
Yep.
Speed tube. So this is our high-speed planting seed tube. So we've got our conveyor belt in here that's going to take the seed off of the meter, kick it down this channel, and it will actually carry it inside the flighting in this tube all the way down to the bottom.
Oh wow.
And then kick it right out the bottom. Yep. So then after it comes out, our Keaton seed firmer will come right over and firm that guy right into the soil. So again, this has been really crucial for high-speed planting. Jason Webster's done a ton of research on it up at the PTI farm, looking at seed tube versus speed tube in high-speed situations, and speed tube is really shines there.
Oh yeah. A lot of good stuff. The most important pass you make in the field is the first pass, so definitely check them out, precisionplanting.com. All right, guys, we were wrapping this video up, but the latest product announcement from Precision Planting is the Panorama, and I'm here with Bryce, and he's going to tell us all about it.
All right, so Panorama is, as Jim said, the latest announcement from Precision Planting. It's a data system. So it's got a couple legs. One is a modernization of the connection to the FieldView app. So for those of you that use FieldView, this is a modernization of that connection to get data from the 2020 Gen 3 over to the FieldView system. There also is a phone app with a map viewer, and so that's what we're showing here. So on the phone, you can use that out of the cab. and view planting data, harvest data, and in the future when we have our spraying system for nozzle control and targeted spraying, you'll be able to see sprayer maps as well. So there's split view, hybrids, with smart firmers, there's mapping organic matter, furrow moisture, so you can do analysis of like yield by organic matter, yield by hybrid. From the spraying system, when that's available, the targeted spraying system using cameras, there will be the ability to see images.
Right. They showed that. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, so if you have a high weed pressure area, you can actually, from your phone, click on that, look and say, oh, I've got, water hemp, or I've got some palmer right here. That's what was causing that pressure. So just ability to see that. And really the other thing is we want farmers to be able to choose where their data goes. So if you've got a data platform that you really love, we have created an API that if other platforms choose to use that API, then you can connect those two platforms.
Okay.
Panorama.
So it talks with others.
Yeah, so it'll talk. So if you want your data to end up in, say, John Deere Ops Center, or the Case IH AFS Connect, or Fent One, or wherever, there's so many.
Oh, yeah.
I can name all of them.
There's a lot.
But if that company chooses to create an API, basically you connect your accounts, and once your data from the 2020 uploads, it'll just end up right there where you want it.
Right. Cool. Good stuff.
So I guess as far as this goes, it will be a beta app for spring of 2023. And so it'll be limited on how many people are actually using it this spring. But right now, it's here, mid-January, January 17th, as we're talking. On the Apple App Store, Google Play, you can go get the app that's limited. So it gives you the ability to use it and experience the app. So Panorama by Precision Planting, you can't add your own field data into this version, but we have 4 or 5 preloaded fields, so you can look through the various maps that are on there and see what it'll be like. Then we'll run a beta in spring of 2023, and further announcements to follow on when we're going to end that beta and when it's available for purchase.
Cool. All right, Bryce. Well, I appreciate it. So yeah, make sure you check it out. You can test out the app. Check it out. Come on, Dad. It's over. It's over.
It's over?
Yeah, it's done.
I must have missed something.
Come on, let's head home. Come on.
All right.
Well, this is going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Really awesome event. If you ever have a chance to come to this event, Tremont, Illinois, make sure you come to it. And yeah, check out precisionplanting.com. All the great info is there if you're interested in getting any of these products. Super great company, awesome things. Looking forward to see what they have in the works. Dad, any parting words before we sign off?
It was a great show. Enjoyed it. Learned a lot.
Yep. All right, everybody. Jesus loves you. Keep it in the field rows. See ya. Bye. FarmFocus.com